Hello, I'm Aubrey Miller, and I'm doing a contemporary criticism of Willa Cather's O Pioneers. The article I chose to analyze and discuss for this is titled The Unfinished Self, Willa Cather's O Pioneers and the Psychic Cost of a Woman's Success, and it's by Warren Motley. This was originally published in 1986 by Warren Motley through the Rutgers University English Department. It was found in a journal titled Women's Studies, 1986, Volume 12, and it spans pages 149 through 156. A central argument that I found in the text was, in balance, O Pioneers is less a celebration than an unromanticized study of a woman who is both successful and psychologically deadened. But what does this mean? This means that Alexandra's character is very strong and independent, and that is something that Motley discusses is a common thread in Willa Cather's earlier work, and she's often looked towards in American literature for this type of heroine. Motley further discusses that Cather is actually examining the psychological impacts of success on a woman like Alexandra, and how that is not always observed by its readers. Looking at Alexandra's success is incredibly important to the text. That causes pretty much every event in the text, at least after the first part, and it is a very central idea, but only looking at her success can be a very narrow perspective, and it can limit interpretations of Alexandra's character. It doesn't really account for any other emotional or psychological impacts on Alexandra or women who are in similar situations. Furthermore, towards the end, there is an examination of relationships, both with Carl and particularly with Marie towards the very end. And all of this accumulated and contributed to Alexandra's negative psychological state that we see at the very end of the book. I found some important textual evidence discussing kind of each piece that I just discussed. And these are: Cather claims business talents for Alexandra, traditionally coded as male, to declare her independence from woman's constrictive sphere. And on one hand, Marie's sexuality draws Emile to his death. Alexandra loses her brother, through whom she had hoped to participate, again at second hand, in a more active, less insular life. More intimately, Marie betrays Alexandra's unspoken love from woman to woman. And finally, Alexandra is sick for the feeling of home, a home where strong women are welcome, where doing a man's work and winning financial success would not make a woman suppress her emotional life and her sexuality so far as to make her long for death. My analysis of this and what it means. The article contained many excerpts and quotes from O Pioneers scattered throughout, and Motley examined many perspectives and angles of the novel that might not always seem obvious when you first read it, but if you're looking for it, it's definitely noticeable or even potentially very apparent. I also want to note that this is only one reading of it, and there are so many other ways you could read the novel. But also, Motley pointed out that Willa Cather has a common theme of heroic women in her early works, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't make them one-dimensional. There's much more to these characters than their surface-level personality traits and behaviors. Here is my works cited. Thank you!